Hello everybody. This is a early April flip through, I can use words, of my Hobonichi cousin that is no longer in cousin size. Okay, so let me just quick, what I did with this. If you see my videos on it previously, you can skip ahead a little bit. Hold please, I need a little sip of coffee. I was journaling for the first 3 months of the year in a blank B6 sterling ink 520 page. She got thick and chunky. There was a lot happening in here and I loved every second of it. But at some point, really it was in March, my mental health really started to plummet. TLDR, it was my dad's birthday and the 6-month anniversary of his passing. It was no bueno, bad news bears, all of the things. And I knew I still wanted to keep journaling, but I didn't have the mental energy because I was also really struggling to just stay focused on running my business and work tasks. My mental energy was just nil, nothing, nada, wasn't happening, nothing was going well. So I decided that I needed something a little bit more structured for my journaling. Now I had gotten this baby, it's beautiful, floppy, lovely, freely noted. I'm gonna use for something at some point. I'm sure I'll get into it again because I touch it once or twice a week because I just love this book so much. But the blank page and the setting up of the monthlies, the dailies, the weeklies that I would normally get a lot of joy from because I loved it. When I started setting up this book for 2024, I started setting it up in September and I just had so much fun doing this. It was great. I loved every second of it. Oh, that was a weekly I didn't use. See, there's some blank pages in here, which is totally fine. I loved all of this. We're talking, she was happy, she was journaling, she was creative, she was productive. Oh, beautiful, productive. But at some point, my brain just said nope. And we had fun stuff in here too. So this was planning and journaling. But at one point it became too much. And the journaling aspect of this also being in my day-to-day task management system was distracting. I'm just not at a point where that can be a thing. So we filled this baby up. I still have a decent chunk of blank pages in here, which I thought I was gonna maybe pull them out, but I think I'm just gonna leave them. If I'm being quite honest, I think I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. Because it tells the story of what I was going through at this time. Loved starting off the year in this though. And I loved setting it up. But the thought of doing that again to maintain a journaling practice made me want to cry and puke at the same time. So I'm saving my blank notebook. I will be back in her at some point, but with April comes the spring start Hobonichi cousin. And this is not a normal Hobonichi cousin because I chopped it down to B6 and it's currently in this beautiful Elysian paper planner cover that I got when Evangelia did her sale in December. I got this one plus this cover for my standard size. This is my novel journal that I use because I am writing a novel, and so this is my notes for this in this half-year sized notebook TN size. I'm obsessed with this nut brown leather. And so this is the dark gray and this is the black leather pocket, but this is the nut brown. This nut brown is just so pretty. So she was doing a buy one, get one free. And I'm I'm obsessed with Elysian paper. I have 4 other covers from her and they're all stinking gorgeous, beautiful, luxurious, lived in, love them. So I wanted to use this cover because I was in another one for a little while. It's the green one. You've maybe seen it on my channel. I'm not going to worry about pulling it out. And I thought, man, it would be really nice to have something structured. Now, somebody mentioned, well, why didn't you get a sterling ink B6 that has the structure in it? And I was because I need the dailies to be dated. Even though I'm not really using the dailies as dailies right now, I'm using them more to kind of help index, but they're also there kind of as a guide for me to stay accountable to some kind of journaling practice because I need that for my mental health. But right now I just don't have the energy for quite as much stream of conscious journaling to get into my feelings. Again, we're on a grief journey here, friends, and we're just doing what we can. And I also wanted to kind of be a little bit more decorative. So I'm gonna pop this girl back in here. I just took this to Staples and I just had them cut it down to B6 size. And actually I think it's a little bit wider than B6 because I didn't want to lose as much on the inside. But when I brought it to Staples, I brought it with the cover so I could test and make sure that the cover would close. And so the first 2 cuts were too big still, and so I just had them trimmed down until it fit perfectly, and now it fits perfectly. And in the back here, I have a ton of London Gifties. I have a ton of AM paper and art co stuff, and I'm just having a good old time with the deco here, and I'm just letting all of it live in here. And this is kind of a great opportunity too for me to use up a lot of my sticker stash, because I really want to be mindful of consumption this year as it pertains to mental health. That's why, like, even in my everyday carry, I've started implementing a very detailed like spending log and tracker and like analyzing that data, because I just don't want to be someone that uses, like, I don't want my grief to send me into a spiral by over consuming things that don't actually help me and my mental health. I want to actually help my mental health. So I have a lot of this stuff. I was a part of this AM Paper and Art Co Patreon for a while, and so I have a bunch of these stickers that I never got the chance to use. And I've been walking through how I'm using this Cousin. Today's April 27th, so it's not fully complete, but you'll see. So I'm using this as a bit of an index of if there is anything worth indexing. Okay, so not every day is worth indexing, but if I feel like it can go in here, it'll go in here, and this will correlate to the daily page that it's on. You'll also see I've already started indexing for January. So if I need a little overflow, because I know myself and I probably won't be in this book past December, let's face it, I might not stay in this book past September. If I need overflow, I'll let myself have the overflow into January to March, and that makes me feel a lot less pressure for a year-long dated book, because if you know me, you know that this is not normally my style. But again, I just needed something that was already set up, ready to go, that I could just either decorate if I wanted to or not. I've been decorating it because that's been fun. Decorating things feels a lot less stressful than like drawing lines and setting things up and counting the pages and how much do I need for X, like I just didn't want to do it. And a blank book felt very daunting also. And so having something with a little bit of structure just made journaling feel more accessible with where I'm at right now with my mental health. So in the January section, in the dailies, if I'm in April and I'm like going past, if I'm like, I kind of want more, or I'll just do it in the January through March pages. And then like I did this on April 9th. This was like a brainstorm. So I am logging what date I overflowed on, if I overflow. And again, I may do it some days I might not. There's no real rules. So then what I'm using the monthly for is logging my moods. Now, typical mood tracking has never really worked for me because I have more than one mood per day. So for example, today, on the 25th, I was energetic, optimistic, and then I was tired and foggy. And then on the 24th, I was feeling grief and sadness. I was feeling overstimulated, but I was also feeling fulfilled. Like, this is how unhinged my day-to-day is from a feelings perspective, friends. This is just the journey at its finest. And it's cute to just add a little bit of decoration. So I did the same for May, because I thought this was really cute. I like this sort of celestial time washi from Archmichael paired with this white grid washi is so pretty. And then this has some browns in it. So I used my espresso date dot stickers, but then also used the gray header to kind of tie it all together. And I just think this looks so cool. Like, and I have some dark blue ink that I think I might ink up one of my pens with. It's from, that is not it. It is this Stroke of Midnight from Ferris Wheel Press, and I think this would look so pretty. Not that I need to use the same color ink throughout the whole month. Clearly here I did not, but sometimes that's fun. And so I think that when I do my May inks, maybe I'll do a little currently inked it for May, I'm going to use this Stroke of Midnight. I don't have like a huge ink collection. I have a lot of samples because I'm just kind of exploring new inks, and I figured buying a lot of samples would make sense, but I have some bigger inks that I just love. I feel like Stroke of Midnight would look gorgeous in this for tracking my moods. And that's what I'm doing right now in the monthlies. Now, when I originally got this book, I wrote a list of ideas. So before I bought this, I really brainstormed of how I can use this book. These are just journaling prompts if I feel like I want to use them. But this was me reflecting on why I was switching into this book, why I was downsizing a lot of my stuff, And in the quarterly, which is that Calendex, I am indexing major topics. Monthly can be moods of the day, maybe rate the day, maybe major events and milestones. So it doesn't have to be moods. That's just what I'm vibing with right now. Weekly can be like affirmations, gratitude, notable events, horoscopes. Lately, I've been doing favorites in there. Like, what are favorite things I'm watching, reading, listening, loving basically right now. And then dailies is just journaling, horoscopes, reflections, quotes, song lyrics, random brainstorming, pictures, ephemera, book things as I see fit. And I really wanted to make sure that I had an idea of what I could use this book for. So right now, my favorite part of this has been the weeklies. So let me start on the first week of April, affirmations. I'm using this Diamond Twilight in the weeklies right now because I feel like it plays off of this, like the stickers and the vibe really, really well. And these are from London Gifties, Grid Washi from Planner Monkey Co. I have like 5 rolls of this latte, and I did the same thing this week, except for this time, this was affirmations, reading, watching, listening, also watching. I'm like, that was too structured. So then it just became affirmations and gratitude, and then currently reading, watching, listening. And then I just write in it. Like, I love the Diamond Twilight ink, and I have it currently in my TWSBI. Which one is it in? It's in this one, which is a TWSBI Eco, and this is a fine? Extra fine? What is happening here? Hold on. I can't see a thing. This is an extra fine nib. Which, if you know TWSBI Ecos, an extra fine writes more like a fine. Like, so this is not really extra fine, but it's a TWSBI extra fine. This was this week, which was so fun. I mixed up some of my London Gifties with my AM Paper and Art Co. in here as well. Again, sticking with sort of this grid washi, loving this vibe. I use mainly this where is it? It's a darker gray than my normal grayish. This is N49, I believe, where my normal go-to in my day-to-day is N79, and this one's just a little bit darker. And then this is this week, which is already filled in. This is so fun. I went hard in the London Gifties Dark Academia paired with the rest of this like Celestial Archmichael washi tape. I actually used the rest of it, and I was like so sad. This has been one of my favorite washi tapes for so long, and I don't think she still has it in her shop, but I'm trying to use up what I have. Again, I have so much that I sort of collected in my exploration of the last year that I really want to use what I have on hand, because I have so much, and it's fun to rediscover and kind of shop my stash a little bit. This week's faves, and then affirmations. And I filled this up by like Wednesday, which was so nice because then it's like done. And I've kind of been making a joke on my Instagram of I've been using stickers so that I have to write less. So that way I'm still like keeping to the habit of journaling because it is helpful when I do it, but it's way less pressure. And then I set it for next week already. Again, this is Archmichael Gothic washi tape. Again, the Dark Academia pet tape from London Gifties, this week's favorites, gratitude and affirmations. And then I was on a roll one night listening to an audiobook, and I had these washis left over on a washi card, and they were kind of down to the last. So I used, this is not the Dark Academia, this is a Bookish Girls washi. I don't know the exact tape. And then these are just random samples that I got. And then I'll kind of maybe set up the same, but I'm not going to wait to write in the headers until I actually get to this week because this is the week of May 6th. And so this is what the weekly looks like now that it's cut down. It obviously cut off a little bit of Sunday. It cut off a little bit of the sidebar. Same thing in the monthly. You notice it cut off a little bit of Sunday, but that doesn't really impact the functionality for what I'm using it for, and I'm fine with that. So now let's get into the dailies. I got excited and I put headers in for the dailies sooner than what I really should have, but I got this book in the middle of March and I wanted to play, so I did. Which is why the first week of April I have some more overflow because I just ended up needing the space. I ended up doing some ink swatching and it just got a little out of hand, so I covered this up with some washi, my current washi favorites. This was just a vision board, ink swatching, book thoughts. I was thinking that like because the Hobonichi Cousins colors change month to month, I would try to like match a color to the month, which is why I have a bunch of ink samples. And I don't think that's actually going to happen, but it's fun to try. And so I was currently reading this one, again, just random shit. No idea what I want to write here today, but that's the point. And then I started talking about Loop's earplugs. And then I found a pen in a fine nib that was inked with Velvet Crush. And I'm like, oh, I forgot that was inked up. So this is when I kind of started to find my groove with this. I ended up actually ripping up the original washi that was like this. I ripped it up and did this instead. Again, AM paper and Arco. This is Arch Michael, this floral, and then I just journaled. And I didn't worry about, this was the 6th, this was the 7th, but I overflowed, but I had less to say today, so it's fine. And then this day I watched Howl's Moving Castle, and then this was Sunday, but I didn't do like a Monday entry. I didn't journal again until Tuesday. And this was a rough day, and I did a 3 out of 5. Rate my day 3 out of 5. And then here's another one. Again, so Tuesday, I didn't do a daily entry again until Thursday. Stream of Conscious. And then I just started writing my thoughts on my A Court of Mist and Fury graphic audio re-listen. I'm in my comfort re-listen era right now. Again, blame the trauma. And then I did a buddy read here, and then I started reading this one. I'm still reading this one. I might need to overflow a page for thoughts on this because I'm only halfway through this book and I'm having so many feelings. So, there's no spoilers on this, by the way, if you zoom in. Then I did a Friday entry, a Saturday entry, but this was technically, like, this is April 12th that I wrote, but this was technically the page for April 14th. So do you see what I'm saying by, like, I like having the daily page, but I'm not, like, forcing myself to do, like, a page per day. And then these are just random quotes from an Instagram page that I like. I knew I wanted to journal, but I didn't really want to write about my feelings. So I just wrote the quotes from the Instagram page that I screenshotted. This was a poem that I wrote. We don't need to read that. You probably can't read it anyway. And then this is the day that the Torture Poets Apartment came out. I'm not like a huge Swiftie, but like since the Eras Tour came out, I have a better appreciation for her. And I am liking some of the songs on these albums. So that was fun. I remember this day I had like a long drive into Phoenix and then back. So I just listened to the album while I was stuck in traffic. And I decorate a lot of these pages before I even know what I'm going to write. So that's a good time. And then lyrics from I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, because that just felt like a vibe and that was stuck in my head. These are London Gifties. Again, just more scribbles of poetry, random things that I was writing, maybe inspired a little bit by T Swift. And then lyrics from Fortnite. Again, I'm putting a lot of stickers in because I don't feel like writing a whole lot, but I want to write something because I know that the behavior of journaling helps me. And this song was stuck in my head. The I love you, it's ruining my life. How does it go again? I can't even remember. I love you, it's ruining my life. I love you, it's ruining my life. That was stuck on my head, so I wrote down some of the lyrics from the song. Love these pet tapes from London Gifties paired with this Arch Michael like gold foil washi. So pretty, so. And then this was, again, thoughts on, this is technically today, the 27th, on I'm now in A Court of Wings and Ruin thoughts. There's no real spoilers on here. And then these were just other bookish thoughts of what I want to do when I'm done reading A Court of Wings and Ruin. And then this is technically the 20th, technically the 29th, but I don't have anything written here yet. But wow, isn't that pretty? Like, these are, again, London Gifties, Arch Michael Sparkle Washi, some grid washi from Planner Monkey Co. My normal, the usual suspects are here. And then this is obviously going to be like May. So this is Tuesday. I haven't quite figured out what I want to do here. I think what I'm going to do is maybe like, I kind of want to do something totally unhinged. And rather than print out all the covers individually, so like I have my little HP sprocket, which is what I use to print like these photos, and what I use to print these, and then I just trim these. Rather than using all of my printer stuff, what I might do is do like a collage of all of the book covers that I read, put it on Canva, and then print it and just tape it in. All of the books I read in April, which wasn't a lot compared to what I normally do, which is fine. And then what I might do here is do my May currently inked like what I'm going to ink up for May, because I do want to switch up some of my pens. I have all of these TWSBIs inked up right now, and they don't all need to be inked up, and one of them is busted. I have all of these currently inked up right now. Plus, I don't know if I count this little guy because he's always inked up with black. My mini. These are all my TWSBI fountain pens. I have a couple other fountain pens, like I have a couple Kaweco Sports and things, but I'm a TWSBI girly through and through. So maybe I'll do my May currently inked here on this page once I figure out what I want to do with that. But I need to be just a little bit better. I don't think I'm an ink swatching person. I've tried to get into ink swatching, but it's always a disaster. So I don't know if that's something I want to play with again. But that's what I think I might do. And this is, again, there's no rules to this. There's no rules. No rules. What I may do, because I do want to finish finally, I'm hoping that this weekend I can finish the Just Friends. That's what I'm going to read later today. And maybe I'll recap my thoughts on Just Friends here and then do maybe like the collage of books here. Because I think there's only been 14 books this month. There's normally like 24 or 25. So like 10 less than I normally read. And if you're wondering about how I read that much, we can blame the ADHD. That's all I'm saying. And so that's what I'm currently doing in this. I guess this is kind of the April flip of this cousin and how I use it. So hopefully that was fun for you. I am having a freaking blast with this book, to be quite honest. And this normally, because this is the Tombow that sort of goes with this book, the Tombow normally lives there. And then what this doesn't really go away from my house. It stays home. So normally all of my fountain pens are like stored in this pencil pouch. So I can just kind of tote it around the house. But sometimes this comes with me to the coffee shop, but maybe once. It's only come out with me like once, maybe twice. It's normally an at-home activity. But yeah, that's what we're doing. That's all I got from that, you guys. So yeah. Let me know if you have questions, thoughts, feelings about it. If you enjoyed this, if you like it. I know it's a little bit unhinged, but that's the vibe. So thanks so much for being here, and we'll catch you on the next one.